Here is what no first-time builders is ready for. Most people think a building permit costs a couple $100, but on a new home the average is over $7,000, and the fee is the easiest part. I watched permits drag from 2 months to 18. I watched a protected bird freeze an entire build site for 6 months. I watched one internet cable from AT&T cost a builder $40,000 to move. And none of them was unlucky. They all made the same mistake. They treated permitting as a paperwork you wait on, instead of process you manage. So let me show exactly how it works so it never costs you what it cost them. Hello guys, I'm Dmitry Bonder. Come for your first dream home and stay for the little bird that can shut down your entire construction site. I'm not kidding. Okay, here is the good news. The whole process has 2 halves. Everything you do before you apply and everything that happens after you apply. The first half is a preparation, and it's all in your control. But the second half is the review, a back and forth with the city. And most beginners rush the first half and then feel powerless in the second. We're going to do the opposite, 6 steps. Step 1 happens before anything else, and almost nobody expects it. Your empty lot might not legally exist yet. So if you bought raw land, you might have a legal description, a string of numbers but no street addresses. And here is the problem. The utility company cannot give you a power or water without an address. The city cannot process your application without one. Your lot is like a house with no name on the mailbox, and the system literally can't find it. So step 1 is to go to your local 911 addressing office and ask for an address and the verification letter. I watched a build on 20 acres where you couldn't find the property on the map at all. And the day that letter came through, the address populated across every county and utility database. Get this first. Step 2. Figure out who you actually answer to. And it's usually more than one office. Unfortunately, guys, permitting isn't one department. It's a stack of them, like floors in the building, and your lot sits at the bottom. So depending on where you are, you might answer to the city, the county, a separate water district, and in some cases, even the federal government, all at the same time. A dock on the lake, that's a federal. Your water line, that might be utility district, so not the city. So the first question is always jurisdiction to get permits. Remember that internet cable I mentioned, the one that cost $40,000 to one of my friends. This is the step that catches it. That cable belonged to a telecom company, AT&T, not the city, completely outside of the city hall. Utilities aren't always run by the city. They cannot be their own world. So find out fast. Most big cities have a jurisdiction map online. You type in your address and it tells you which rules apply to your lot. Do this before you buy the land, if you can, because your jurisdiction decides everything that comes next. Step 3. Now you find out which permits your specific project actually requires. And there are more than you would think. In fact, there are enough of them that I made a free pack of templates to keep them all straight. A permit checklist, a tracker that holds every deadline and fee in one place, even the response letter you'll need later. So there are some ones I watched builders actually use, and there are free in the description, so get it and use it. If you ever want the full template library and the step-by-step training how to build a house, that lives in my builder program, but the free pack that I mentioned will keep you organized on its own. Okay, here is what you are tracking. There is the big one, the development permit. Think of it as a master key. It's the permit that unlocks your right to start construction at all. Then there is a building permit, the septic permit, and sometimes separate permits for plumbing, maybe electrical, HVAC, a driveway, and sometimes even retaining wall, pool, or even landscaping. I personally went to do landscaping for my house, paid $4,000 just to get irrigation permit. And remember that bird that froze a site for 6 months. This step 2. In the Austin area, for example, if your lot sits in a protected habitat, you can need an environmental permit just to clear your own land. One builder I know personally paid $12,000 for it, with only a 6 months window to break the ground. So Ask about environmental rules too. It could be very tricky and very painful. Okay, now don't try to memorize all of this. Here is the move. Send one email to your jurisdiction and ask, what permits do I need to start construction on the property? But they'll only tell you about their permits. That's the problem. They will not tell you about your water district or your power company. So you ask those separately. One email each. Make your list and you are ready to go. And step 4 is where the real time goes, preparing your documents. You don't draw this yourself. Your engineer, architect, and septic designer prepare the plans the city reviews. And here is the honest part. This usually takes 1 to 3 months, ideally. It's the longest piece of the prep half, so start it early and stay on your design team. And remember, everything else the city asks for it is on you to collect. Nobody chases it for you. Okay, step 5, you submit, and now you're in the second half, the review. And here is the most important thing to understand, and it surprises everyone, especially first-time builders. Nobody gets a permit on the first try. I know tens of builders. And getting permit is not a test you pass or fail. It's a conversation. So you submit your documents, they send back a list of comments, you fix them and respond. And they review again. For normal house, expect 3 to 4 of these rounds, and every round takes about 3 to 4 weeks, unfortunately. So you may ask, how do you get through it faster? Be surgical. When they send comments, your response has to be exact. For example, don't write, I fixed the plumbing. Write, edit on a page 3, section C, something. Cite the exact page every time, because if a reviewer can't instantly see what you change, they will send the comment back and you just lost another month. Precise responses are the single biggest thing that speed up the process. Step 6. You clear the last comment and they issue you permit, usually within a day or week. Now you can legally build. But you are not done managing. 2 things will quietly bite you here. First, permits expire and they don't all expire at the same time. A building permit might last 5 years, but for example, a septic permit might last only 1. So write down every expiration date. Second, the city can add a fee to your account and freeze everything without ever emailing you. I watched these cases many times, so check your portal yourself once a week like your bank account. The permit isn't truly yours until the project is done. So how long does all of this take? You heard me say 2 months to 18. Where you land depends on exactly what we just covered, how well you are prepared and how hard you manage the review. So plan for it. Permitting isn't a week and isn't a paperwork. It's a phase of your build and it deserves the same attention as, for example, construction by itself. Here is one thing to remember. From the first day to the last, you are the project manager. The city will not chase you. Your design team will not chase you. Nobody cares about your project the way you do. So the builders who get permits fast aren't the ones with the connections. They are the ones who stay on top of it every single week. And if you want to skip the guesswork and find out exactly which permits your specific lot needs before you spend $1 on land, I built a free tool that maps it out for you. Just enter the address and the link will be in the description. I'm Dmitry Bonder, build smart, build once, and see you next week.